Hey, y'all, welcome back to the Career Packs podcast. My name is Neil Patel. I'm the host of this podcast. And today I want to talk about creativity. What is creativity? I wrote a lot down in my journal last night about what creativity is, what it means to me, and I thought I'd read it to you guys. So, this is going to be a very short episode. I'm just going to fully read what I wrote. I hope you guys take something away from this because I know sometimes the word creativity and creating is thrown around. But to me, it's important. Like, what does creativity really mean? What type of person do you have to be? What actions or intuitive feelings? Well, oh shit, I'm kind of giving away what I'm going to be reading and talking about. But let me just read and you guys will listen. Okay, here we go. 8/23/2023, because I wrote this last night. What does it mean to be creative? Okay, let's cut the rah rah. I want to empty my mind on what it means to be creative. No holds barred, strictly my thoughts. Ever since doing this daily podcast thing, making videos frequently, I've started to understand creating, like actually creating, but not really what it means to be creative. Who is a creative person? What is a creative person? What is the actual definition of a creative, in my opinion? I wanted to write about that. Being creative is following your gut. When a thought, a phrase, a few words is all it takes to make the entire idea come afloat. It's the sitting down and figuring out what you want to create. It's the imagination running wild with thoughts and ideas that you're trying to piece together into one big, beautiful puzzle. Being creative is writing often, exploring the mind, what it offers at any given time. What if creativity is all an illusion? I don't know what that means or why I put that sentence there. It makes absolutely no sense. But see, look right there. That random thought that comes out of nowhere, pretending to fit even when it has no business being there. That's the pile of thoughts that become dispersed slowly as the mind begins to start creating images, paragraphs, a mini movie inside. Syllables turn into letters turn into words turn into sentences turn into paragraphs turn into pages of notes, scripts, or scenes written out. In my case, words are a palette of the mind. I get to create a canvas of language through the way I write. The way I write becomes the way I speak. It's really a complex thing to explain. Being creative is spending mindless hours behind making. Yes, just making. Making something, anything. There's a feeling that you feel once you've made something. That smooth transition, when you find some clarity, when your thoughts start to make sense, when the painting is coming together, the video is finding its purpose, finding the perfect music. Something clicks so elusively and naturally, it almost feels fake. The body and mind become one. It's almost an out of body experience. For the split second, you feel on top of the world, of course, until you enter the next level slash mode of challenges. And then the cycle repeats itself until you conquer that next creative monstrosity. Making things doesn't always have to be like a cinematic movie that you're watching on a Sunday afternoon with your family while shoving buttery, crunchy, perfectly salted popcorn down your throat. No, it could be simple. Your creations are your creations. That's what makes creativity so cool. Cool with the K. You enter this feeling of zen. It's meditative. I don't care if it rains from you attempting to build the next Instagram type of creativity to learning how to build the perfect treehouse creativity. Creativity is creativity. All creativity means creating. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but the typing feels so elegant right now, which is honestly why I'm still going. I almost forgot. Creativity is also a discipline. You can train your brain to be creative more often. This is a lesson I'm learning the hard way. Doing a daily podcast for 207 days, you'd think I would not just sit there in a chair and try to come up with an idea, right? You'd think I know by now, like, hey, bro, this isn't working. Nah, I still do that. It takes me getting up and disconnecting for a little while, throwing up an online stopwatch, some brown noise, waiting for the parents to be asleep, and some ice cold water to get the juices turning. Don't forget about the good old reliable Ask Reddit. Reddit can be a lifesaver when there isn't anything left in the chamber of goodies. I should have a 6-month emergency fund in the chamber of goodies, aka the idea bag, but I don't have that right now. If you don't change your state or environment, you won't have good ideas. You won't be creative. Sometimes you just need to sleep. Nothing wrong with some good old sleep. Like me right now, I should probably sleep. This entire thing for you guys is probably making no sense. My thoughts are a little scattered if you can't tell. I'm taking a break to drink water right now. Wow, that felt great. My eyes are about to shut out. So, to recap my journal, number one, being creative is an intuition. You can't always explain why something pops up in the brain when it does. Following that gut feeling. 9 times out of 10, it's probably smarter than you and why it wants you to make that thing. Follow it and don't sleep on it. Number two, being creative is a discipline. It must be nourished just like plants. You can practice your creativity. The more you write, go for walks, meditate, or empty your mind consistently, and then fill it up with proper inspiration that is centered around your vision for the project, the creative ideas and projects will commence with ease. Just like we practice to get good at sports, a skill for our job, or the guitar, the same is required for our creativity to be at its peak levels. Practice doing something creative for a period of time every single day. And the third thing about creativity, which I didn't even mention above because it just came to me right now, so I'll share it. Number three, have some fun. If you really want to define what creativity is, it's just having fun with your imagination. The cliche thing to say is sky is the limit. And we take it head on with all things life. So why not apply that same ceiling to our creativity? Creativity and creating is not meant to be stressful. It becomes stressful when you worry about why you can't be creative. I felt so uncreative today for this podcast until I sat down and decided to write about what it means to be creative. And in the midst of writing this right now, it feels so nice. I feel almost creative. So just have more fun. Make what you want to make. It doesn't matter what anyone else says or does. Your creativity is an endless game of random idea generator over the course of 80 to 100 years that will lead to hundreds of thousands of ideas that only we are in charge of making into reality. Find your own creative playground and think of it as your recess for not 30 minutes like how they did us dirty in school with, but for hours at a time every day. Good night for today, journal. I love you. I love you, Neil. You're doing better than ever. I see you smiling because you're writing this thinking it's cringy, but it's the exact cause of your amazing smile. Talk soon. Be back tomorrow, sucker. Neil. That was my, well, I don't know why I looked up there. That was my journal on what is creativity. If you guys have some thoughts on that and what creativity means to you, please reach out to me and let me know. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I know you only hung out with me for less than 10 minutes, but hey, you still hung out. And like I always say, guys, I need you to do me a couple of favors. If you liked it, share this with a friend. Follow us on all socials at the Korea Pact Podcast and leave me a 4 or 5 star review. It will help me out a ton. Take care. Tell someone that you love them and go do something nice for someone today because they genuinely deserve it. And do me a favor today and go do something creative. Have some fun with it. Don't overthink. Just create. Love y'all. See you tomorrow. Peace.